This is the second time only that I've played a Filipino character. It's a special privilege to be able to do it, to embody a character that's your own skin, that's your own voice, coming from the same place you're coming from, and also to immerse yourself in a world that you're so familiar with. As a Filipino actor, it's rare, almost never. So it's been a real joy, a real privilege.
The greatest thing about it was working with a cast of Filipinos. Like, I wanted to be part of this, the first Filipino festival collection of plays by Filipino playwrights with a collection of actors and all around. And I just knew that this was going to be something important. And I wanted to be part of that, and I think that's the greatest honor.
The whole Pearl project was very eclectic. They were plays by Filipinos from the Philippines. They were plays by Filipino Americans, varying in age, directors who were Filipino and not Filipino. So you really got a lot of not just styles, but perspectives and kinds of stories. So it was really sort of well fleshed out.
I think anything that's not being done is relevant. That's kind of why I found it exciting. Like, there is no other Filipino festival. There's certainly not a company doing all Filipino plays.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's so important to have something like the Pearl Project to get to give a voice to new Filipino writers and artists and actors, and to really be able to tell our part of the story too, especially because I think that, you do all of these various, generic Asian shows like Miss Saigon and King and I and Flower Drum Song, and they're filled with Filipinos, but Filipinos not playing Filipino. And so I think it's so great to have an opportunity to, to really be able to tap into what we know, to what our truths are as well, and to show that to the theatrical community.
We don't get to be in plays together a lot. If there's a role in a play, there's only 1 or 2 Asian roles written in there, or there's only casting for 1 Asian person.
First of all, it's the first time I've been able to play a Filipino. Every time I get cast, it's always like unnamed Asian ethnicity, or something like Japanese. I don't look Japanese, I'm not Japanese. But, there's this sort of picture in the world that if you're Asian, then you're blanketly Asian. And that's so not the case. And being a part of this experience has been so wonderful and refreshing, and I met so many great people.
But yeah, it's just been a community, and even the people, even our audiences.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People who are coming in from Maine and California, and it's just like, wow.
And I have to say, there was this lady who came to see this show twice in a row, brought her friend the next day. The first day she came up to me, shook my hand, she said, "I'm proud to be a Filipino." And I was like, that's great. The next day, I see her again, she spots me, she walks over, and she said, "Hi, you were great, I'm proud to be a Filipino." I'm like, to be able to do that in theater is a rarity, and she wasn't just proud because, oh, Filipinos are on stage, it's the fact that she was represented.
I think that there is value in owning who you are as an artist and owning exactly what you can bring to a project, to a story,
Only because for so long we haven't been able to do it.
Right. Yeah. This is the first Filipino theater festival, and what year is it?
It's 2010 now. Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure there were Filipino artists 50 years ago.
Right. And there's a lot of us now.
Yeah. So we're taking over.